Watch the screen.
He's got a little daylight. Footways. And all the way in for a 75 yards. And they are able to strike. Wow, first play in the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the...
About getting explosive type plays. That was out.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter as the Ravens push further out in front. He told us he was going to hit the end zone a couple times in this game. I just don't know that he envisioned doing it in the first quarter.
He probably did.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what...
There he goes left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter as the Ravens push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Watch the pass.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Ready. 53. Check 53. Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. As a right. Now they'll run it on the toss. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 75 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown one play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is...
Ready? Right. Check. 52's the mark. Three buzz.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's go, D. Big series.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he shifts past him. And bulldozing his way through. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 82 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line. Looking for it. And once he hits open field.
Here we go. Let's go, D.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Shedding through the defense. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's put him on the clock.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. From there, we take the long trip back across the country, then across the pond. Check out the action in London. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. A field goal, the difference. 17-14, the final. And finally, on Monday Night Football, what a way to wrap up the first weekend of November. Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Here's Colton Schmidt now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded at about the 28. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
There on the tackle. Brings up third down.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback.
There's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for New England. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at the 23. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the third quarter, but really, the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really, that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off, let him chew up the yardage in big plays, and your team's winning. The only people upset, the fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with a recipe of the ground game. He's got a first out and more inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 45 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And it
Now they'll run it on the toss. Six. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw is Jackson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now they'll run it on the toss. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 70 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Mike 52.
Second and
Come on.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 yards there, first down. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to... A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. start your week by installing your game plan.
I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bump it. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like.
Guys, we all watched the film from yesterday, and I hope everyone knows it wasn't good enough. Today's practice. What is that?
Here we go. 15 on it.